Hi all, my name's Ollie, this is Simply Stitchy, and in today's video we're going to be making a lavender pillow, and we're going to be stuffing it with some of this fresh lavender. And we're going to be starting right now. If you're going to want to sew along with the pillow, these are some of the things you're going to need. You are obviously going to need cotton, a fabric for the top and bottom side of your pillow. It doesn't have to be the same one, you can have contrasting fabric for both sides. Depending on how you want to cut out your fabric, you're either going to need a rotary cutter and a cutting mat, and obviously a ruler, or you're going to need a pair of scissors. If you want to put some applique on the front of your pillow, you're going to need some fabric for that too. I'm just going to be using felt for the design that I'm going to be putting on the front, and as an optional extra you can also put some piping to go around the edges. Now this is ready-made piping that I picked up from a thrift store, but you can use ready-made, or you can make your own, or you don't have to add it at all, it's entirely up to you. And obviously you're going to need a fair few of these. Now to sew piping on, you're going to need one of these. This is a zipper foot. That's my rooster. This is what it looks like on modern machines, and you might have one that looks a bit like this if you've got a slightly older machine. And this, because I'm using Grandma today, this is the one that I'm going to be using. Okay, so let's attach the foot to Grandma. Now this isn't actually Grandma's foot. This one came with the Singer Stylist 476, which you would have seen in a couple of my other videos. Regular viewers to my channel, you'll know that I have duh moments from time to time, and this is one of those instances. I don't know what it is about Grandma, but I get so carried away with sewing with her that I just sew bits that I'm not supposed to be sewing. When you're attaching your piping to your pillow, you need to leave the end loose, so don't start right at the edge like I did. Start a little bit further down so that you've got that bit flopping, and when you get to the end do the same thing. You need a little bit of your piping left undone. Meh. With this end loose and you've still got quite a long tail, we're going to use the rule of 3 now. So get 3 fingers, measure from the foot to over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut this tail off. Whoops. About there. Okay, and then you're going to need to jack the ripper. a seam ripper. Now what we're going to do is we're going to undo the stitching that's on the piping across here. Now the way to use your seam ripper is, you see that little ball that wants to go on the bottom so that you don't go straight through your fabric. Okay, the next thing you're going to want to do is get rid of this extra bit of piping cord by just cutting it off. Flush with the other tail, and then you just move this bit underneath it. Make sure you fold a little bit over so that you haven't got a raw edge, and then you simply push it in so that it looks like that. Make sure it's all level. Straighten it back up again. Now all we're going to do is sew as usual. Once you've got the piping all the way around, you're going to want to put the front part of your cushion onto this back part. Now if you do want to add any embellishments like I have here, you're going to need to do that first before you stitch the two halves together. And what you want to make sure is, see where the piping is, you want to make sure that that stays tucked inside when you put the back cover on top of it, so that it doesn't get caught into the seam as you sew around. And then all you have to do is just clip it together. Where's my clips gone? Now you'll notice here I've put two clips together there. I'm going to be starting here, and I want to leave a gap across there, so obviously I can turn it the right way around and put the stuffing in. So I'm hoping that by putting two clips there, it'll remind me to stop. Okay, so we're going to put this back under the foot about there, get those out of the way for a moment. Now the one thing that I forgot to mention earlier is, because we're using the zipper foot, that means that needle can get right up against the piping to just give you a nice cleaner finish. And it makes it look better on the outside. Now all we have to do is turn it the right way out. Let's find the gap. There you go. Now all we need to do is, using the little hole we left here, is just put some lavender in it. To close up the gap, it's just a case of doing the usual whip stitch, which is in through one side and up through the other. Now you're trying to take as little material as you possibly can and try not to go all the way through, so that it shows up on the right side, because basically what you want to do is make it look invisible. So it's just in to the white, out through the blue, and keep your stitches small. And this is what your lavender pillow should look like when you've sewn up that hole where you stuffed it. And if you've got a design on the front, it should magically appear like that. Yeah, I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody out there who has subscribed to my channel and got me to the magical 500. Thank you so much, I really appreciate it, and this was my silly way of saying cheers. I hope you liked today's video, and I hope you enjoy making your own little pillow and putting whatever design on there that you like. Why not check out some of the other videos that I've got on my channel and find some other projects that you might like to do. There's some links coming up around about now. In the meantime, whatever you're sewing it with, embrace your creativity and have fun. Thank you ever so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.